What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the NFL 2021 NFL record predictions. With the coronavirus taking over the world, we may not have that 17-week season like we usually do, but this video is going to be based off that 17-week season if we have it or not. So let's get started. Coming in at number 32, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. Last year they went 2-14. This year I predict they're going to be 4-12. AJ Green coming back from injury. He may be what they need that they didn't have last year. Along with Joe Burrow coming to the Bengals, I think he may have a few rusty seasons before he gets to top performance, but a couple more wins for the Bengals, and that's what they will get this season. 4-12 for the Bengals. Coming in at number 31, we have the Washington Redskins. Last year they went 3-13. This year I predict they're going to be 2-14. A couple good picks from the draft, I must say, but their team is just not the best team ever. Full team of free agents, and no one really that's outstanding or is very good. So one more loss this season, 2-14 for the Redskins. Coming in at number 30, we have the Detroit Lions. Last year they went 3-12-1. This year I predict they're going to be 5-10-1 and one tie. This tie I'll talk to you about in a minute. But Matthew Stafford was not at his top performance last year, and they had a lot of problems, but they seem like they're going to fix it over the offseason, so a couple more wins for them this season. Coming in at number 29, we have the New York Giants. Last year they went 4-12. This year I'm predicting to be 7-9. Way better season this year, I predict, because of Daniel Jones having a little rusty season last year. Now that he's used to the NFL, maybe he'll do much better this year. New coaching staff and new offensive line and superb draft class to help out Saquon Barkley. So a lot better for the New York Giants this season. Coming in at number 28, we have the Miami Dolphins. Last year they went 5-11. This year I predict they're going to be 4-12. Yes, they received Tua from the draft, but one more loss for them this year because he was a good draft pick, but their team needs a lot of improvements. Coming in at number 27, we have the Los Angeles Chargers. Last year they went 5-11. This year I predict they're going to be 6-12. With Phillip Rivers being released, I think they'll do much better this season because honestly, Phillip Rivers dragged them down. But new stadium, new season, new jerseys, and new quarterback, I think they'll do a little bit better this season. At number 26, we have the Carolina Panthers. Last year they went 5-11. This year I predict they're going to be 3-13. They traded away Cam Newton and Greg Olsen, and with the early retirement of Luke Kuechly, they're going to be much worse this season. Not much good for the Carolina Panthers. At number 25, we have the Arizona Cardinals. Last year they went 5-10-1. This year I predict they're going to be 5-11. Yes, they did receive DeAndre Hopkins from free agency, but Kyler Murray is not his top performance that we saw in college, and their team, just like the Redskins, needs a lot of improvement. At number 24, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Last year they went 6-10. This year I predict they went 6-9-1. That tie being to the Detroit Lions we talked about earlier. Gardner Minshew stepping up to the plate last season as their starter. He did pretty well, but I think they're going to do one less loss, but maybe a tie. So slight improvements over the offseason. At number 23, we have the Cleveland Browns. Last year they went 6-10. Not much changing over the offseason, so 6-10 again for them. At number 22, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last year they went 7-9. This year I predict it can be 9-7. After receiving Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski, that's big excitement in Tampa. But Tom Brady was not very good on the Patriots, so I don't know how well he's going to be on the Buccaneers. At number 21, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Last year they went 7-9. This year I predict it can be 8-8. This is a team that's switching their cities to Las Vegas, and they may have a better fan base than they did in Oakland. We don't know. So maybe the fans will cheer them up a little bit. Sam Darnold is, I don't think he's a superb quarterback like we see the legends that are playing in the NFL today, like Russell Wilson and Tom Brady and Ben Roethlisberger and Peyton Manning and all those people. But I think they need some better players on their team to make them go to the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl. And with a harder season, I don't think they're going to do as great. So 5-11 for the New York Jets. Coming in at number 19, we have the Indianapolis Colts. Last year they went 7-9. This year I predict they're going to be 8-8. With their new quarterback getting a taste of the NFL, I think they'll do a little bit better. But Jacoby Brissett, I don't think is that good like the names of the quarterbacks we said before, but I think they'll have an average season, 8-8 for them. Number 18 is the Denver Broncos. Last year they went 7-9. This year I predict they're going to be 8-8. They seem to have a lot of improvements going on over the offseason with a couple of good picks coming out from the draft. And with an easier schedule, I think they're going to go 8-8. Number 17, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Last year they went 7-9. This year I predict they're going to go 5-11. Matt Ryan is on the decline and he's not that good anymore. The only really good player anymore is Julio Jones on their team. So I think we're going to see a downgraded season from them this year. Number 16, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Last year they went 8-8. This year I predict they're going to be 10-6. Ben Roethlisberger's back, and without backups, I think they'll do much better, and an easy season for them this year. Number 15, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Last year they went 8-8. This year I predict they're going to be 10-6. Dak Prescott is really good, along with Ezekiel Elliott, and with their season being pretty easy, I think they're going to do much better this season. At 14, we have the Chicago Bears. Last year they went 8-8. This year I predict they're going to be 9-7. Their defense is really good with Khalil Mack leading them, but their offense with Mitchell Trubisky needs some improvements, so maybe we'll see that over the offseason. So one more win for them. Number 13 is the Tennessee Titans. Last year they went 9-7. This year I predict they're going to be 11-5. Last year they got a wild card berth, and with Ryan Tannehill and their new quarterback and Derrick Henry doing a fabulous job with the Titans, I think they're going to do much better this season. At number 12, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. Last year they went 9-7. This year I predict they're going to be 9-7 again. Not much changing for them over the offseason. At number 11, we have the Los Angeles Rams. Last year they went 9-7. This year I predict they're going to be 10-6. Cooper Kupp and Jared Goff are doing a really good job as their combo, and I think we're going to see a slightly better season from them. At number 10, we have the Minnesota Vikings. Last year they went 10-6. This year I predict they're going to be 12-4. Their quarterback is doing a really good job, and it just slipped my mind what his name was. But with Stephon Diggs, he is also doing a good job, along with Kyle Rudolph and their whole team, really. I think we'll see a better season from them this year. At number 9, we have the Houston Texans. Last year they went 10-6. This year I predict they're going to be 8-8. With DeAndre Hopkins leaving the Texans, they'll do much worse because that was one of their big foundations on the team. And yeah, stupid move by the Houston Texans. Number 8, we have the Buffalo Bills. Last year they went 10-6. This year I predict they're going to be 12-4. Pretty good season from them this year. They went into the playoffs, and I think that their team will do a lot better this year, now that they know that they have the confidence that what they can do. At number 7, we have the Seattle Seahawks. Last year they went 11-5. Not much changing from them this year, but 11-5 again. Number 6, we have the New England Patriots. Last year they went 12-4. This year I predict they'll be 8-8. With Tom Brady leaving the team, they basically have no one really that good, and so a worse season from them this year. At number 5, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. Last year they went 10-4. This year I predict they're going to be 14-2. I think the confidence of the Chiefs will be much higher after that Super Bowl win, so a lot better season. 13-3. This year I predict they're going to be 12-4. The reason why I say they're going to be worse this season is because coming off that Super Bowl loss, I predict they're going to be a little rusty, but it's not like they're going to have a bad season. 12-4 is a perfect season. At number 3, we have the New Orleans Saints. Last year they went 13-3. Not much changing for them over the offseason, so 13-3 again this year. Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, and Drew Brees are phenomenal, and their team is just overall very good. At number 2, we have the Green Bay Packers. Last year they went 13-3. This year I predict they're going to be 14-2. They had a pretty good season, and they went into the playoffs, and I think they're just going to do even better this year because Aaron Rodgers is on fire. Number 1, we have Baltimore Ravens. Last year they went 14-2. This year I predict they're going to be 15-1. Upset coming off the playoffs, but Lamar Jackson is beast, and they just have a really good team. So that concludes our record predictions. No team going 0-16, no team going 16-0. So let's review. In the AFC North, we have the Ravens, then the Steelers, then the Browns, and the Bengals. In the East, we have the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins. In the South, we have the Titans, Texans, Colts, Jaguars. In the West, we have the Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, and Chargers. In the NFC North, we have the Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions. In the East, we have the Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Redskins. In the South, we have the Saints, Buccaneers, Falcons, Panthers. And in the West, we have the 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals. So let's look at your playoff picture. I predict in the wildcard game, we'll have the Steelers, Bills, Titans, Texans. And in the NFC, we'll have the Vikings, 49ers, Seahawks, and Cowboys. And bye is going to the Ravens, Chiefs, Saints, and Packers. So in the first game, I think the Bills are going to win this one and move on to play the Chiefs. In the second game, the Titans are going to win this one. In the third game, the 49ers are going to win that one. And in the last one, the Seahawks are going to win that one. In the divisional round, I think the Chiefs are going to take that win. The Ravens are going to take that win. The Saints are going to take that win. And lastly, the Packers are going to take that win. In the AFC Championship, I'm going to say that it's going to be a very close game, but the Chiefs are going to take that win. Along with the NFC game, it's going to be a very close game, but the Saints are going to take that win. So in Super Bowl 55, we're going to have a Super Bowl of the Chiefs versus the Saints. And your winner of the Super Bowl 55 is last year's champions, the Kansas City Chiefs.